Good morning. In these hot dog days of summer, I got to thinking about something that was very popular a few years back. You remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? I got to going back and doing some research about it. And it really started back in 2014. A man named Chris Kennedy down in Florida grabbed a bunch of ice cold water and dumped it over his head. He did it in support of a family member who had ALS. Well, there was a couple of other members of the family who did it, and there was a man named Pat Quinn, who got word of this because they were Facebook friends, and he went and told Pete Frates. It is Pete Frates who made the Ice Bucket Challenge famous. You see, Pete Frates had grown up in Boston, and he went to Boston College, played baseball there, loved baseball. He was a great athlete, a strong young man. He was playing in the minor leagues. He was 27 years old when he got hit by a pitch, got hit on his hand, and it just didn't get better. They kept trying to figure out, why won't it get better? They started doing testing, and it took months before they finally were able to diagnose that Pete Frates, at 27 years old, had ALS. They originally gave him 2 to 5 years to live. But Pete's a fighter, and he had a wonderful and supportive team. And so it was in 2014, he was now 29 years old, that he came up with the idea that he would do the Ice Bucket Challenge. And he had his wife pour this ice bucket over his head. And then he began challenging other people to do the same and to make a donation to ALS. Well, the whole idea was supposed to be you could challenge someone then to do it, and if they did it, then they didn't have to make a financial donation, but almost everybody did both. And so you would do the Ice Bucket Challenge, and then you had the right to challenge somebody else, and it would just begin to spread and start raising all this money. And it really caught on. Pete Frates really was pushing it, and he was out in the limelight. And because he was struggling with ALS, it's like suddenly it just caught on and spread literally around the world. That summer it raised $220 million for ALS research, but also the support of people who were far along with ALS, and they just needed support to be able to stay in their homes. Pete always said, not everybody's blessed like me. I have such a wonderful support team to be all around me and to care for me. It makes all the difference in the world. He felt not everybody had that. The other thing Pete had was a strong faith. And through his faith, and because of his family, he always stayed positive. I love the statement, your unwavering positive spirit in the face of adversity has inspired us to use our talents and strength in service to others. He was always positive. He said he had made peace with the hand that had been dealt to him, but he wanted to be there to help those people who didn't have the kind of support that he had. When I went back to go do my research, I discovered that this had really started in 2014. And I found out that Pete Frates had passed away in December of last year. 7 months ago, he died at 34 years old. But he left an incredible legacy because of what he did. And I want to read you what Mayor Marty Walsh had to say. You helped us remember that we are all one family. We have to look for one another. There's no telling how much good you have set in motion. We all set things in motion. We can set that which is good or that which is hurtful, mean, or we can be a blessing. We can set things in motion. We're the people who can set the good in motion and be a blessing today and every day. We remember it was Jesus who said, by this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Go out and put good into motion today.